Welcome to Not Like This.
Not like this.
From professional wrestling, horror films, and everything in between. Strap in. And now your hosts, Dale Zawada and Jim Snedeker Jr.
Did you hear about this Hulk Hogan, George Foreman grill thing?
I did. Well,
Let's start hot.
Are you talking about the thing where he was like, he couldn't do it because he was doing Thunder in Paradise or some shit?
See, the story I heard, and it's all probably bullshit because it's Hogan, but his agent gives him the call. He doesn't answer it because he's picking up the kids from school. He says, I can't answer the phone. Dude, I'm picking up Brooke.
Dude.
Nicholas needs a ride, bro. So, yeah, and then the agent's like, well, I guess I'll call my other client, George Foreman, and he'll get this grill deal. I don't know what this grill's about, but maybe it'll work out for him.
Hey, you guys heard about this grill?
Oh. Grills on both sides, top and bottom. It's pretty neat.
You can make food with it. It's like a grill. You hear about these grills?
I wish it was the Hulk Hogan grill instead of the George Foreman grill. It's like, bring out the Hulkster. We're doing burgers tonight. Take out the Hulkster.
Make some burgers, brother. Let's make some burgers, dude.
It drains the fat. You think there's an ounce of fat on this body, dude?
No
you
way,
think these
brother.
pythons are made of fat?
No, brother. No. Terry didn't say that it reduces cholesterol. And no, it was Hulk Hogan that said that, brother. Terry Bollea didn't make any medical claims about the George Foreman. That's my character, Hulk Hogan, who made those medical claims, brother. I mean, sir.
So what's this little tray under the grill? Taking in all the fat. They're working together. It's all at work.
Oh, dude.
And it makes me think Hogan didn't really have a lot of endorsements in his career. They all had the Sprint. They all had the WCW Sprint stuff for a little bit. Macho Man had his Slim Jims.
Yeah,
what did Hogan have?
He had yeah, the Slim Jim thing was what? It was like Macho Man and Warrior. It was like Warrior first and then Macho Man, and then that was just like his personal deal.
They were like, we're going to work with the less crazy one, which somehow is the Macho Man.
Yeah, well, we'll work with the one that can probably get these takes done.
Yeah. The moon of Atlantis will snap into your brain.
No,
yeah,
see, Jim, I'm sorry, Jim, Mr. Warrior.
It's legally Warrior now. It's legally Warrior. Weirdo.
Step into the power of Slim Jim.
Jim, do we have any Patreon shout-outs this week?
Not any new ones. We've got Topanga and Kayfabe Jim, Brandon, and Mason. Our tight crew.
Love this.
The tight
I
crew.
love this OC. You know, the OGs right here. They're going to be with us for a while. We're going to be with them for. We're always going to remember.
Oh yeah, and
Foundation.
They're important people. They're important people. They're the first ones in.
Yeah, those first backers. I almost want to give them something for free. God, I'm bad at this.
It's crazy.
Hey, let's make a little money, and I'm like, nah, let's get some shit away for free.
No, they got a little extra something coming for the holidays.
Oh, good.
But, no, they want to support us. So you can't have that mentality. They want to support us. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know.
Dude,
you gotta pick up Brooke,
brother.
She's got detention, so I can't take this call. I gotta talk to the teacher.
She's got detention.
I gotta work over the principal, dude.
Brood.
I'm gonna send in Brutus.
Brood. Dother.
Oh no, Brutus cut the hair off the principal. Now we're all in trouble.
Cut the hair off the principal. Can you imagine that shit?
He's got the shears, dude.
It happened in real life.
That's one of my favorite things is imagining that crossover of wrestling silliness into the real world. Like The Undertaker just existing out there down the street at some funeral parlor. That's the kind of shit that I really love that as a child. And even as an adult, I still do it. Hogan picking up his kids from school. Could you fucking imagine it? And then I saw a picture of that very thing,
Oh,
and it
God.
was it was NWO Hogan, and he's got jeans on that would make juggalos jealous.
Really?
They were the baggiest, whitest jeans that I've ever
He had some
seen.
jean co's on.
And he's holding young Nicholas's hand, and like this is just a snapshot of insanity.
Can you imagine? I mean, he's Hulk Hogan all the time, but can you imagine when you're like a bad guy Hulk Hogan with a 5 o'clock shadow that's dyed black, just walking around with like a bleached blonde mustache and black stubble?
Yeah, seeing
Like,
that.
Dad,
Yes.
on Thanksgiving, can you shave the stubble? No. Okay. No, so I'll pay for your Toyota, Nick.
Who's got that look now? So you don't really watch the current product that much these days, but who's out there looking crazy in real life? Like that's an awesome look in the ring, amazing gimmick, but walking in the streets, yikes! Like who's got one of those?
That's a good point. Probably no one.
Yeah.
No one's got like a weird.
Like Bam Bam was always one for me. I'm like, you got tattoos on your head. You're gonna wear a hat all the time, Bam Bam?
Now I wonder if Red Rooster's red front hair thing was just like spray in at the time of the show, or if his shit was just red in the front, like all the time. Who else had a weird like? I can't even really think of anyone who would have a.
Macho Man looked pretty fucking wacky, and there was a picture of them at like this restaurant, and everyone's normal except for Macho Man, who's in full gear.
He's wearing like the cowboy hat and like the tassel jacket.
Yes, literally at like some fucking restaurant.
That's commitment. I like that.
And everyone else is in jeans. Everyone
Macho
else
Man
is in
all the
street
time.
clothes. Oh, I love him so much.
Yeah, I can't really think of too many people. Like, obviously, Yokozuna's gimmick of being morbidly obese, you can't really hide from that one.
Yeah, there's no off switch there.
I
mean, right now there's this wrestler, Bianca Belair. She has really long hair, and like she braids it and she uses it as a whip, and it's really fucking cool. But it's like that's your life. That hair.
Yeah, don't let that shit fall out.
And you have to do your hair this morning.
Don't like
enjoy
fall
the
asleep
next
on the
2.5
train
hours.
and it gets caught in the door or something.
Yeah, that'd be scary.
I don't know where I came up with with that, but you know, like some
It's
real
like
life event that can happen.
But no one's got that weird look.
Well, crazy shit can happen. Like, you've heard of the band Megadeath? So the main guy in Megadeth, Dave Mustaine, sings and plays guitar, and I want to say it was like 2001 or 2002, 2001 maybe. He passed out in a chair with his arm. You know how you can sit in a chair and have like your arm over the back of the chair, like sort of like your elbow is hanging on the top of the chair.
Yeah, like you're super cool.
Yeah. He fell asleep like that, and it damaged the nerves in his arm so bad he couldn't play guitar anymore.
Holy shit.
He had to like break up the band, and I think he had to have all kinds of surgery and therapy and stuff. Like his radial ulnar nerve was just like he had cut off the blood supply to it so long that it was just toast.
What a terrible fate.
So and that was sort of his job. So imagine if your job is like, I got really long hair. Like, well, I hope I don't get some weird accident happens, or like it gets caught in something and they got to cut it off to save her. I mean, they'd work it into the storyline and shit, but
yeah. But just like in the real world, she's got that hair. She's got to have it tucked in under her armpit, do whatever the fuck she's doing. Just the amount of time.
Ooh, what if you get lice? I went to get my hair cut.
I
went to get my hair cut, and so I guess people they don't always know when they got lice. So I walk in with my boy. We're both going to get buzzed up at the old haircut place, and they're like, "Yeah, don't sit on that side. Those people all had lice." And we're like, what the fuck? And those other ladies like, aren't you not supposed to come here when you have lice? She's like, well, yeah, they didn't know. They are all sitting down, and I started, combing this lady's hair and saw all the eggs, and I was like, yeah, you have lice, you're all gonna have to leave. And they like bleached, they were like bleaching that whole side of the room. And I was like, I'm getting my head shaved anyway, so there's no hiding from that. But yeah, imagine you're like, yeah, my gimmick is I have really long, pretty hair. I have lice. Well, have fun. Oh man,
that's gross. She saw the. I thought you were like she saw dozens of lice, but no, the eggs. And for some reason, that made it worse for me and my stomach.
I don't blame you.
I don't know why.
The eggs, like, they're breeding, they're growing and gestating on your head. It's not just like a bug that you fling off. They're like getting nutrients from inside that egg on your scalp. And there's just like a little, like a little fucking larva or something in there. Bilbo did it.
So Jim, everyone's on this game called Call of Duty.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare. They sort of revamped Modern Warfare. It's not Modern Warfare 4, but it's not like a reskin of Modern Warfare like they did a couple of years ago. It's a new game.
It's literally Halloween 2018.
It's Halloween 2018, the Call of Duty edition.
It's literally what it is.
And you know what?
It's great.
I ain't mad at it. I'm having a lot of fun playing it now that I know how to kill the guys that got the stupid shields. Oh,
you burn them. They're all burned up.
They're all burned up. You burn them.
You just turn them into turtle soup.
They're like lice.
Shells.
You just flame them out. It's like Ripley with the torch with the eggs. Just go burn them up.
That's what they did at the fucking haircut place. They're like, you need to leave. They just that whole side.
The shit. And the one side's all like black and charred and smoked. And they're like, yeah, you can sit on that side though. And this one lady that worked there was like, I just love the smell of bleach. Everyone's like, that's a new one. And I'm not judging her. I like the smell of like a garage, like the garage sort of oily sawdust, all that shit mixed together.
Yeah.
I like that smell. I like the smell of gasoline.
Yeah, I learned a long time ago to be careful about saying stuff like that. Because, gasoline, it's like, I like the smell of gasoline. Something about it. But there's been times you say something like that and people look at you like you're crazy. I'm like, oh, okay, I thought we were cool, but that's just something. People don't want to know the smells that you find enticing.
Yeah, bleach, that's a weird one.
Bleach is a little bit of a weird one.
It's not, and I'm not judging. I've heard gasoline. I've heard like people like the magic markers, they like the paint thinner. I've never heard bleach. Like that's sort of like, as soon as you get a whiff of it, it sort of, I don't know, almost hurts. You're like,
it's like, you got any of that chloroform?
Yeah.
That's, love it.
You feel like if I'm in here too long, I'm going to die. Although, same thing with gasoline. And I'm like, that smells great. Go pump some benzene into my lungs. I wonder what that is. It's got to be some weird evolutionary mutation or something that just stuck with some people. Because, like, you shouldn't like how gasoline smells. Pretty rough.
Maybe it reminds us of fucking something. And it just triggers that part of the brain. I bet you that's it. It's like, well, when you were a kid, you first smelled this and it smelled like that and boom, boom, boom. Because that's how our minds work. And it's an amazing thing in there.
True. I do feel like there are a limited number of smells. I feel like there's 8
there's
smells.
17. There's like 17.
Yeah, there's like 12 smells and like different combinations of those smells, and that's it. Because there's been some weird shit, and I can't think of a specific one right now, but there's been a thing where I'll eat something and then like take a drink of something else.
That's
like
number 4.
I'm like, oh yeah, that's 12. Like, oh, these 2 things combined taste exactly like this 4th thing.
So it's limited like the color palette.
Right, but you can combine them.
Mm-hmm.
What was I gonna say instead of combine? Combinate? What was gonna come out there? You can
12
combine
foot.
them. You can comb them like lice eggs.
No. So yeah, Call of Duty. That's been fun. It seemed like everybody just had it overnight,
Yeah,
which was insane to me.
Well, here's what's cool about it, and I know we're gonna lose some people that aren't big into video games and shit, but for a long time, you had to make a decision on not only like the games you want to play, but okay, new consoles are coming out. Who's getting what? Because if you're on PlayStation, I'm on Xbox, we can't play together. If I'm on PC, you're just another thing altogether. And there was like a big division between like PC gamers and console gamers, that type of thing. And then as the years went along, some games became cross-platform. Like the first one I really remember was like Portal 2. You could play it on PS3 and PC. And Final Fantasy 14. That was like the first real super cross-platform one. Was it 14? No, I'm thinking of 12. The first RPG Final Fantasy one they had. 11? I don't fucking know. Whatever the first RPG one was, it was like 2003. You could play it on PS2 and Xbox.
Is that Ben at Raw? That looks like a guy I know.
There's like it was like PC and whatever Xbox and whatever PS3 was out, or PlayStation was out at the time. You could play it cross-platform on all those, which was like nuts at that moment, you know? And then nothing. But we knew it was possible now. Like, hey, wait a minute, you fucks. This is totally doable if you just do a little more work. Well, now this Modern Warfare, it's cross-platform between Xbox One, PS4, and PC. And you can all play together and you can all chat together. So I feel like that was a big thing because like half of our friends that we've been playing it with have it on Xbox. And half of us have it on PS4. And we can all play together. So
it's weird because cross-platform, that's should have happened earlier. I'm glad it eventually did happen, and it made sense. Xbox, PlayStation, every now and then, like the Switch, you can do that too because it's a game for babies. But when it's like, yeah, it's cross-platform, you can play against people on PC, and I'm like, hang on, like this is a first-person shooter.
Yeah, how's that fair?
And we're gonna be going up against the keyboard and mouse folks. That can be a bit of a disadvantage.
Well,
although I haven't run into anybody on keyboard and mouse for the most part.
Well, when I was playing with keyboard and mouse on PS4, I noticed a lot more PC players ended up in our lobbies.
But they were using controller.
Some of them
didn't see a lot of the icon.
Right. But I think the game tries to group you based on peripheral. I think that's one of the criteria that it uses to try and matchmake, which is neat.
That's fair.
Yeah, but it's cool that you can play with all these people. Like I have people on my friends list I haven't seen in a game since 2009. You know, and it's fun, and it reminds me of when the first Modern Warfare came out. You know, it was around this time of year. Thanksgiving was coming up. You know, there's some nostalgia to it. There's some things that are different. Some things they sort of fixed where shit was getting out of hand, these Call of Duty games. And I like it. I'm having fun playing it.
Yeah. I'm glad it worked out for everybody. We just got to work on Discord and then we're done.
Yeah, we can't get everyone on board with that. But that's the superior team voice messaging stuff. Because you're either in the chat or out of the chat. There's no unless you're partied up. See, with cross-platform, if you're in like a PlayStation group or an Xbox private group, you can't hear everyone else in the game. Like they can't hear you, and you can't cross those things. So you either have the chat is on or it's off for the game, and either everyone can hear you or nobody can hear you. But with Discord, you can sort of have like a little private chat. And if you use Discord, then if you're on the PC or Xbox or PS4, everyone can get down with it. But the Discord app for the Xbox sucks.
Yeah, apparently there's a Discord app for Xbox, maybe even one for PS4. I did not know that. And yeah, like you said, apparently they suck.
The PC one works great, and the mobile one
Yeah.
seems to work fine, like when you have it on your phone. But the people that have been playing with us, where they go into our Discord through the Xbox One app, apparently that blows. They keep cutting out. They're stuttering. Sometimes they sound like Will Ferrell when he gets shot in the neck in
Step Brothers.
No, fucking Old School.
Holmes and Watson.
Now you're just naming shit you haven't seen. You're crazy, bro. I love you, but you're crazy. They sound like that sometimes. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Just gotta get on that Discord.
Discord's awesome. I love it.
I love it too. Do you know what else I love, Jim?
Thanksgiving, the greatest holiday of all time.
I do love Thanksgiving. Let's talk about some Thanksgiving. Sweet potatoes. Haven't had that in a while.
Yeah,
It's
that's
gonna
not
be good.
keto.
No. Thanksgiving's a cheat day. Christmas is a cheat day.
Gotcha.
And man, you just count down the hours. You're like, oh, those carbs are coming.
What I'm trying to do, I don't know if I'll be able to pull it off, but I'm trying to do a 48-hour fast before Thanksgiving.
Beforehand, you monster.
Just
You know what? You
water-only
know what's gonna
fast.
happen?
A lot of health benefits to fasting. So I'm like, that's a good time to try one because I'm going to be fucking hungry on Thursday.
But yeah, exactly. I know your theory. It's like, ooh, I'll be nice and hungry. I'll eat all the food. But what if you get full right
No,
away? Because you're like,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'll just have to take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and absorb the flavors and not the volume.
What are you talking about? Pacing yourself on Thanksgiving?
Flavors and not volume.
Fuck
No,
does that?
I'll be limited. I'll have a hard limit. It won't take anymore. Flavors and not volume.
What are the 12 flavors? There's
A
only
little
12
bit of
those, too.
stuffing, a little bit of rolls, a little bit of just a little bit of each to get all the flavors and not volume. But what's going to happen is about 16 hours into this fast, I'm going to eat. And then come Thanksgiving, I'm just going to eat 7,000 calories of shit and just stuff it down, just pack it in there like I'm making sausage. Just stuff it in there. Ugh. You got more room. Watch a push.
Yeah. I always forget to eat certain foods that I look forward to, like the sweet potato. And some years I just forget they exist. So I want to make like a little menu. It's like, here's the wedding menu. It's like, here's what you're going to have, this, and then this or that. And it's like, yeah, just let me get this on a card so I don't forget how to be fat. I want to eat these foods. Like, save room for pumpkin pie. You're going to want that. It's like, yep.
Do you know how terrible it makes me feel as a human being for not only myself, but for the people I love that are going to have to take care of me when my liver's shot from eating all this shit food, and like people that don't have any food in other countries. Like, I worry about how am I going to have room to eat all this food I want to eat. And that's like fucking most gluttonous, like sinful thought to have is like, God, wow, it's not fair. I want the pumpkin pie and the chocolate pie and the cheese pie and all the turkey and the ham and the stuffing, and I won't be able to eat it all.
You literally have that thought. How can I eat more?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, I'm so full that it hurts, and I'm probably going into some sort of shock right now. But I just want more pumpkin pie. It's not fair.
Is there a way to get more in me?
Why is my life so hard and terrible that I can't eat more food this one day? Why can't I consume 10,000 calories in a 2-hour window? It's not fair. Fuck this life. This sucks. Every year, I think that mashed potatoes and like, and you know what? Like, part of it, it's a special day, right? I don't get pumpkin pie any other days. I don't get stuffing any other day. Like, there's foods I'm not going to get probably for an entire year, right? Cranberries, that type of shit, right? And I want to eat it all. But there's so much of it. Even if you eat a little bit of each thing, there's just so fucking much of it. And then what'll happen is you're going to sit around, and as you feel a little bit settled, you'll be like, I could fit another brownie in there, or fucking like whatever, you know? Oh, some more stuffing? I could fit that in there.
Yeah, it's a special kind of hell. Thanksgiving is because you either can't eat all the food you desperately just want to eat, or you shovel it all down, and now you're hurting. Now you're in the bathroom all night, and it's like either way you've lost. There's no winning on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's hard. And people like...
And you're with family. Yeah, there's no winning.
This is going to be bad, but people want to like talk to me. Like, I can't talk right now. Like, I'm eating. Do you understand? Like, and we're not snacking. It's not like we're eating little pieces of cheese and sausage and like a cracker. Do you see my plate? Like, we could talk later. Stop fucking, I'm not talking to you right now. I have to eat all of this food. And a lot of it is my upbringing of my grandpa. I lived with my grandparents for a couple of years when I was really little, from like 3 to 5. And then after that, we were there all the time, visiting. And he was sort of joking around and sort of not, but he hated if you wasted any food. Like, if you take 2 slices of lasagna, you better fucking eat both of those slices of lasagna. Do not waste food. If he saw you scraping off any food into the garbage can, he would flip out. You're wasting all that food. What are you doing?
Was there a lot of premature warnings? Like, you better eat all of that.
Yeah.
I'm watching that plate.
And if you like took your time and ate, like if you didn't herniate your esophagus by shoving it down your mouth as fast as you could, he was like, you eat like a bird. You're just picking at it. Just pick. Like, well, Jesus, Grandpa, I'm 4. And the best was with cans of pop. So you could go to the refrigerator, take out a can of pop, open it, drink like a big gulp. How long do you think that takes? 20 seconds, maybe? Mm-hmm. Like, including the walk to the fridge, all of that. Set it down on the counter. And come back another 20 seconds later, and he's picking it up to see how much is left. Like, you're just leaving full cans of pop. Like, I just fucking opened it. I didn't just leave it there. He was the habitual can checker. Like, if he walked up and saw a can, he had to lift it up and jiggle it and see how much is left. And if there was like, you were really fucked though. If it was like, if there was like a fifth of a can of pop left where everyone knows like that shit is flat now and it's warm and no one's finishing that, he would jiggle it like, oh God, this pop is so expensive. You're wasting all this pop.
This is going down the sink now.
They used to get the glass bottles back in the day. Ooh. And I remember up until the very end of there being glass bottles, him buying them. You know why? Because I bet he fucking loved being able to see how much was in that bottle.
Can't run from me. Can't hide.
He's like, she better finish that shit, or I'm gonna let her have it. I'm gonna smash this bottle over her fucking head. And I'm joking. My grandpa was not violent at all. He did not. He was not. But he would yell. He would be scary. Like, he'd give you a scary yell. Why is it like? I swear, between 8 and 9 o'clock on Monday, they make more noise upstairs than all the rest of the days of the week combined.
That's true. That is true.
But he wasn't violent. But oh God, if you wasted food, he was so pissed. And I don't think he had it real rough growing up. But
I was just going to say.
But his mom did. His mom was from Lithuania, and she had like dirt floors and shit. So I think he was raised like he probably did get his ass beat if he didn't clean his plate.
Yeah. And you know what?
She's from the old country.
Probably didn't have a lot to take off that plate, so I'm sure he crushed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he did crush it. But yeah, he'll let you have it. You're wasting all this food. And what you had to do, I think that's how I learned to eat so much until it hurt. Because if he
That's not healthy.
If you didn't have a clean plate when you I don't mean like squeaky clean, but if you had bites of food left on your plate, he was fucking furious. And there was no, like, sometimes you'd be like, I can't finish this. You'd like put it on someone else's plate when they weren't looking, or you'd like fucking wait till he got up, go to the bathroom, and then scrape it off.
Oh God.
And he wasn't mean about it. He wouldn't really, he would yell. It was like a joke, him yelling. But you knew inside somewhere he wasn't joking. You know, in some point in his brain, he really was like, I can't fucking believe these ungrateful sons of bitches.
Yeah, that's not healthy. And that's something that I've gotten better with over the years, where it's just like, yeah, I just took this burger. I just made this burger because I was feeling hungry, and I'm about halfway done, and I'm just finished with it. But I should probably eat the whole thing, or it's gonna tap out. We're just gonna have to throw this one away. We're gonna have to call it.
Yeah.
And that is, it
It's
sucks. Try to gauge your hunger correctly, but you know what? It's not worth shoveling down your face.
I'm pretty sure this qualifies as part of the sunk cost fallacy, which it's a fallacy, it's a logical fallacy where like you say, well, I've already got X amount of time or money or whatever invested in this, so I'm just going to see it through. When in reality, that amount you have is gone. Like, you've sunk that's in. So you might as well get out as soon as you, like, why would you torture yourself? Like, I took the whole burger, I got to show, like, no, that cow's dead. The burger's been bought and paid for and cooked. And so that price of it's already been paid. Don't also hurt your mental health and physical health by shoving it down your throat. Like, really, does it do anybody any good if I finish that burger and like, have some weird ass blasting at the end of the night? Like, who does that benefit? It doesn't help the starving people. They still don't get any of my burger. If I eat it all or none of it, it's not going to anyone else. I'm pretty sure listener JD, I don't know if he's still a listener actually, but he'd be able to tell me for sure if I'm right. But I'm pretty sure the food thing, that also qualifies as the sunk cost fallacy.
Sounds right.
We're like, oh, I've spent X amount of dollars at the gambling boat. I might as well just, stay here. No, you can leave. Or like a player, like if there's it happens a lot in sports. Like, well, we invested this amount of money into this guy, but he's just dog shit. And instead of just cutting him, they're like, well, we might as well just ride it out. And you're like, no, somebody way cheaper. It could be better right now. Don't just ride it out. Maybe now it's getting away from the fallacy, I think. The way I explained it the first time was better. I loved learning about that shit. That was my favorite class I ever had, was a logic class I took at South Suburban College. Dr. Stark was the professor. And it was so good. Doing all the proofs. It was so much fun. Like, everybody hated it, I think, except for me. And like, there were people that were taking it because they had to, and I was taking it because I had taken another class with him that was really good, a world religions class. I'm like, what else does this guy teach? I want to take that shit.
There you go.
It was so good.
Follow the knowledge.
Knowledge. He did not let anybody get away with any shit ever. There was none of that. There was no teacher's pet, none of that shit. Everyone had to come correct. He wasn't mean, but he was German. So
he wasn't mean. He was German.
I couldn't even tell he was German. After he told us all he was from Germany, then you could hear it in his voice, but he almost had zero accent. He just sounded like smart, like he would stop when he would say some things, but then after you found out he was German, you're like, oh, I get it. That makes sense now. It was a great class. I still kept all my books and notes from that college class. Like how often do people do that? Like never, right? But I'm like, I don't want to lose any of this. This was all good shit.
It's good shit.
Good shit, pal.
Fallacies.
I tried to go over it though again, just like in order when we were moving, and I found all my notes. I tried to just look them over. I'm like, yeah, I can't. I'm gonna need him here to explain this shit to me again.
What does this mean?
Yeah. What is this little squiggly line with the arrow at the end? Like, I don't even know what that is anymore.
50-50 booking. What does that mean? It's not a way to get somebody over. It's a logical fallacy.
Oh. Survivor Series was yesterday.
It sure was. I didn't watch it because we were playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare, but I did see some streamables. It looked like a fine event. NXT the night before was also a fine event. Wrestling's just in a solid place right now.
Yeah, they did like a weekend thing. They always do that
Yeah.
now?
I don't think so. But yeah, they were in town, Chicago, WWE was for a little bit. 4 fucking days in a row. This is the last one here for Raw, I think, and then yeah. But it's good to make it a little mini event. That's one thing I was talking about with AEW. When it's not just like, hey, the next show's in St. Louis. They're like, the next show's in fucking St. Louis. We're bringing out St. Louis legend Ronnie Carfanks, and it's gonna be great. Here's the main event. You're not gonna want to miss that. And they really make it a thing. They really promote this city event well.
Art Donovan.
Shit.
Oh boy. Yeah, I had a friend of ours ask about AEW. I'm like, I don't really know. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it, but I hear that it's good. And I also hear that like the production value's high, like it's not just some little shit show. And then it's the Jacksonville Jaguars owner, right? That
Yep.
ownership group, family, whatever that is, that guy. So yeah, they got the $1 billion the $1 billion baby.
It's the Khans. Tony Khan. Somebody called him a money mark at Tony Schiavone's roast.
Uh-oh.
It's like, oof.
Oh, one of the like people on the dais?
Yeah, I think it was Mark Madden. Remember Mark Madden?
No.
He was in WCW as like an announcer.
Oh yeah, like the
little
C
fat
team,
guy.
the C team announcer guy.
Yeah, he's like, I'm high energy fat guy. Be annoying you for the next 22 minutes.
Doing fucking worldwide.
Mm-hmm. I think he was on Thunder.
Yeah, someone was sick or something too. Someone sick. It's all of a sudden there's what's his name? Mark Madden. Mike Madden. The money mark. Oh, I wish I had $1 billion.
It's like you're lucky to be here.
That's something too. Like if you are Tony Khan, that you probably just laugh off. You're like, yeah, I'm a billionaire. Like I'm not gonna get mad at this guy. He's fucking lucky I let him live.
It's like I could have you killed.
Right, I have $1 billion. Like I could make you go away. Do you understand that? So I'll let you have that one. It's all in good fun. Yeah.
Drive safe.
Yeah, exactly. Hack into your autopilot on your car. No.
Who is he? The Penguin?
I played this stinking city like a harp from hell. It's getting that time of year. Got to bust that one out.
We might have to do it for the patrons.
Let's do it. Let's do it for the patrons.
Do it for the patrons.
Do it for the patrons. A little Christmas flick. Give it to them. For the patrons, this is going to come out on a Tuesday or really, really early Tuesday morning, but these come out on Tuesday. I'm going to make the next Patreon movie commentary, the watch along. Watch like this. That's going to be up on Tuesday because I don't want to do it on Thursday. That's Thanksgiving Day.
Ooh,
some people get the Wednesday before off, and maybe they're going to be getting ready, cooking and cleaning, whatever. They want something to listen to. So I'm going to put it up when you hear this on Tuesday. that next watch along will be up, and that is Ninja Turtles 2: The New Batch.
That's my favorite one, the new batch.
I made another funny. So, what is this Mandalorian shit? I'm hearing about this, but I don't have Disney Plus. I feel like I can't get Disney Plus, or they win.
Why can't you get?
They
Yeah,
win. Then they
But
won.
Spoilers. I think they've already won.
Yeah.
They're in pretty deep. I think it might be over. Standing 10 count here. But The Mandalorian, it's one of their originals that they're dropping on a week-to-week basis. They're not just the full batch like Netflix, so you can binge watch it. They're doing the weekly release thing. And yeah, first 3 episodes are out, and The Mandalorian, it's just one of the best shows on TV or streaming. And it's
really?
and it's super fucking Star Wars. You watch this, and it just reminds you, like, oh yeah, the prequels, that wasn't Star Wars, like at all. And because this like lives and breathes in that world, that's really all it does. Like, what's the plot and what's it? It's like it lives and breathes in Star Wars, and that's all you need.
Yeah, and there, I don't think we have to say spoiler alert. The shit is all over the internet that there's some little baby Yoda.
There's the little baby Yoda.
We won't go into the details
Yeah.
of it story wise, but you can't not have seen that at this point.
Yeah, that's just out there. All the memes, of course. But yeah,
Interesting.
and that's another thing. The effects are great. A lot of CG, but a lot of practical. A lot of it with the little baby Yoda and the monsters. Because he gets into some scraps with some Star Wars creatures because it's actually Star Wars, and like you can like see it and feel it. And it's not like when he steps on Jabba the Hutt's tail and it's like, that was CG garbage.
Oh,
why did you do that to my eyes?
And then they have to like lift him up and over the tail. He just like he's suddenly taller and shorter. Everything about that whole shot is horrible.
Yeah.
So
but this is very practical, and you can kind of tell maybe some budget restraint, like certain scenes they'd normally pack with more extras or CGI background stuff. This one, it's very small scale. I'll say it that way, small scale, but it works. It's an intimate story. You're following this Mandalorian around. It's called The Mandalorian. We follow the Mandalorian in his journey to be a top honcho in his clan.
yeah, I mean,
pretty cool.
Just because it's small scale doesn't mean it's gonna look shitty or anything. But I would imagine if they get to some point where they need to make a big scene look a certain way, that's when you'll notice,
Yeah.
Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah.
Like the shots that they sort of design the show around look really good, and then sometimes like we can't get away with doing this any other way, or no?
No, what they do is great, but it's just sometimes it's a little low population. Like they'll be in a tavern, and it's just like, if I had to film it, it's like all I could get was Jim and Tora to come out, so they're going to be pretending to have drinks in the corner. I have my dad. He's the bartender. This is all we could get out today, guys. Let's just make the most of it. I got pizza.
Yeah, so many like low, like indie shoots are like moving parties. Like they have the same pay scale. It's like, I got a beer and you could have a Wendy's cheeseburger. I'll pay you with that.
Which is like cantina scenes, and it's like, there's nobody in here. Why is there nobody in here? This is weird.
Well, it's a Tuesday afternoon. Must have been a Friday night in A New Hope.
So yeah, The Mandalorian. Check it out if you can. Maybe somebody can lend you their password. A lot of good characters that kind of don't last as long as you think. There's a lot of like ones and dones. It's like, here's this character to this episode, and it's great because you get some big names. Because it's like, you're not going to get a huge name to do the whole series, but they might show up to do a Star Wars episode.
So
a little mini arc.
I haven't watched any of it. I've only seen the memes, and I've heard people talk about it. So can you give me like a quick pitch, like a quick synopsis that doesn't give away too many details, but where you can sort of where does it start off? You know, I'm sure it's not everything's not some spoilerific secret right away, right?
Right.
Like what would your synopsis be if I'm looking at the back of the cassette at the
It would talk about the Mandalorian and their clan or guild with some strict rules, but sometimes you gotta do what's right.
Okay.
And when this Mandalorian does that, he's in for a heap of trouble. Stay tuned.
Variety says it's crazy fun for the whole family.
What happens when you follow your heart?
I don't know. I'm asking because I've never done it. I write for these little blurb things.
But Baby Yoda, I'm hoping I haven't seen any merchandising. Because when I saw it, I said, this is going to be the new Furby. This is going to be the toy of 2019 Christmas. But I'm not seeing them.
Looks an awful lot like a Mogwai, though. A lot of similarities.
The ears, I guess. Then that's about. I've got a picture of
the
him.
Cute face, the cuteness,
the big eyes, wide ears, and just little hands.
Yeah, he got his little paws hands coming out at you.
He uses the fucking force, and then he takes a baby nap. I'm sorry, but it's the best thing in the world. So he uses the force to stop this monster attacking the Mandalorian, and that's how they become friends in a way. And he's a little baby in his little floating crib, and he shoots his hand out, and he's like, "I'm using the force," and he stops the monster, and he exerts so much energy that he just passes out. But he's just like, ah. He just leans back and he's done. And I was like, this is the best show.
It sounds. Okay. A couple things about this Disney Plus. A friend of ours, listener of the show, John, he was like, yeah, they do it week to week. I'm like, that's dumb. They'll learn their lesson. And he's like, no, it's actually pretty smart because I was just going to sign up for like the free trial and watch all of it. And that's not going to work.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah.
And you know what it gets you doing? You're going to be talking about The Mandalorian for months instead of, we just dropped it. Hey, Stranger Things season 4. We'll be talking about that for a couple weeks. But this one, they've got you by the balls for a couple months at least because it's week to week.
And it's fresh. Like each week it's fresh. So it's like, yeah, maybe this is the week I got to break down and get Disney Plus.
Yeah, everyone's talking about something Skywalker. And man, what's that about?
They only need one. They only needed... Disney Plus only needed exactly what they have already under their umbrella. Like they don't need to get anything else. They got it locked down. Okay, so Disney has all their Disney properties. So that's like if you look at the Venn diagram of like the different segments and like how they all overlap into Disney Plus, you've got the people that grew up watching the cartoons, the movies, a lot of moms, they're into all the Disney shit. Mm-hmm. You get all the princess stuff. You get the mouse. No one's really about the mouse anymore, but you get the big movies. Then you get your nerds. You're like, well, we own Marvel and we have all the Avengers movies. You're like, well, I need those. And then you have Star Wars. What the fuck else do you don't need anything else. And you have like 83% of the market that has to have your product for just one of those three things. There's some crossover, right? But I know people that have Disney Plus that don't give a fuck about Star Wars. I know people that have Disney Plus that only give a fuck about Star Wars. Mm-hmm. And then I know people that have Disney Plus that like all of it.
That's where I fall, and it's very enjoyable. But you're right about it hitting all the boxes. Like it gets the moms with all the sweet stuff, and it gets the dads with all that nerdy guy stuff. So it gets everybody.
And Star Wars is
And of
such a
course, kids.
generational thing. Like they could only have like what are there 10, 12 Star Wars movies or something at this point? Something like that. They could just have that and never do anything else. And people are like, well man, I gotta have those. Gotta have those. And they don't gotta fuck with anyone. They don't gotta pay a stand-up comedian $100 million. They don't gotta do anything. They just have, with the shit they already have, they can just rake in a bunch of money. They charge like almost what Netflix is and only have their big three things. And that's all they need.
I feel they have the same amount of content as Netflix, but Netflix has more like fluff garbage. It's like, your library's bigger, but quality-wise, let's be honest.
Yeah,
but the thing with me is
Netflix
because
used to have like like they used to have shit on there that you could watch that was like, oh, Marvel. Yeah, like bye. That's all gone now. They're doing their own thing. And they don't have to pay Marvel some kind of, giant sum of money or whatever. They own that shit. No,
I did the yearly thing. I said, let's just rip this like a Band-Aid. Give me a year of awesome content. Let's go. And I'm definitely going to get every penny's worth. But what's going to happen a year from now? Am I going to want to re-up? What do you have for me now? Yeah, I've watched Gravity Falls. I've watched Gargoyles, Darkwing Duck. I've seen them all.
They got gargoyles.
They got gargoyles out there.
Broadway.
So I'm just very curious to what their plan of attack is going to be.
Good. And you can't find it anywhere.
Holds up.
You couldn't find it anywhere when that shit was over. Remember what was the bad guy's name? Macbeth? Man, that motherfucker. What he did, those guys, and cursed him. I just can't believe. Fucking gargoyles. Now you got me. Okay, so yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, just curious to what Mandalorian season 2. When you want me to re-sign, like what are you gonna have for me?
And what else is coming down the pipe?
Yes,
Pike coming around the bend. Because Netflix is pretty. I mean, they got Stranger Things. They've got all the comedy specials.
They've got Mindhunter.
They have a lot of TV shows, like after the season's over. But this Mandalorian's a big deal. These Marvel shows, there's going to be like 17 of them on Disney Plus.
Yeah, there's actually still some of these Marvel movies on Netflix right now because like those contracts haven't expired. But that's about to happen, so Netflix is about to lose those movies. It's just going to be interesting. It's like, I'm just going to turn on Netflix so I can watch The Hateful Eight. That's all you really much got for me at this point. I'm just going to watch this movie.
Yeah, and then I feel like Netflix, it's great what they've done. And now people are catching up. And how are they going to answer? What's the next Stranger Things? Like what's the next huge thing that sort of, it's not like it came out of nowhere. Like I'm sure Netflix sunk a bunch of money into developing that, but it wasn't like I was counting down the days till this new show Stranger Things comes out. It just came out and everyone was like, "Fuck, have you seen this show yet? It's fucking awesome." We need another one of those, Netflix. Come on. Make it competitive.
I just like having my niche streamings. Like I have Shudder, the horror thing. So if I'm in the mood for horror, boom, I'm just gonna go to Shudder. That'll scratch that itch more than likely. It's like, I want to watch some Star Wars stuff. Well, I've got a place for that. It's nice.
The creep is real. The creep is real. So like, I remember when Netflix was like $5 a month or some shit. And then like, if you want 2 DVDs a month, it's this, or if blah, blah, blah. Oh, streaming. And it was always, it's only this, and I get all of that. And like you said, a lot of it was fluff and dog shit. But it also turned me on to some stuff that I never would have been able to see. Documentaries and shit that just You're like, oh, you're scrolling through late at night and you want to watch something, you find something, right? And it was only this and you get all that. But now it's like Netflix is only this, and Disney Plus is only this, and Shudder's only this, and HBO Now is only this. Like, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm back up to $175 cable bill. How did you guys work that out? And then they keep all their own money? Motherfuckers.
They cut out that middleman.
Hard. You know what's cool though? The CW app, they have commercials and shit on their things, like you not as rough as when you watch it on TV, but like they're like, yeah, it's just free. It's shit that would be on free TV anyway, and we'll still show you some ads. So
if you want to watch it, here you go.
Yeah, so I don't even fucking need to have I don't even need to tune like the new Supernatural's out, and like you remember like when this shit started, it was like you can watch Lost from last week, but you can't watch it until like 2 weeks ago. You know, like you couldn't watch it right away, but now I can either watch it live, or I can watch it whenever I want, any point after it being live.
Yeah.
So why do I have to tune? I don't have to tune in at Thursday at 8:00, or I don't even know when the fuck it's on. I just watch it.
You can. They give you like with the Mandalorian and like Game of Thrones. It's like you can watch it whenever the fuck you want, but it comes out Sunday at 7, or it comes out Friday at 6 in the morning. So if you want to watch it, be able to have that conversation at the water cooler, or get your hot memes ready for Reddit, it's there for you.
I just
mean the talking points begin.
Like the whole fight, like having a good time slot and all that shit. It's like irrelevant now. Doesn't matter. I can watch whatever I want whenever I want to watch it. Like podcasts, you know, it's like my podcasts that I listen to, they don't compete for my attention because I have so much time to listen to what I listen to. It's not like I either have to listen to this one or that one because they overlap time slots. What? And then I cannot listen to one for a month and then just catch up on all of them over a weekend or something, you know? I kind of love this. This is kind of awesome right now. I just don't want to pay Disney any more money. I got all these Blu-rays. They still work. They're still Blu-ray.
See, I don't. And that makes a lot of sense to me. I could see owning most of that library, but like, why would I pay them any money when I have 75% of the shit? I don't. So if I want to fire up Aladdin or Lion King, something like that, I can do that now. Before I could not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a ton of the Disney cartoon movies, but we've got like Frozen. That's the only one my 5-year-old would ever want to watch, and we've got like, you know, most of the Marvel Avengers type shit. We just got a bunch of them, right? And I'm like, I don't want to Big Hero 6. Like we got that shit. I don't want to give them any more money yet. At some point it'll be worth it. But even if you're like, well, they do it 4K streams and you only have a Blu-ray and that's only 1080, like there's no way I'm getting a 4K anything on this AT&T. I can't get a 5.5K. Can barely
There's no K's happening.
Barely get a K. Okay. Let's watch this movie. Okay.
Okay. We're going to get 1K. Well, yeah, let their content add up and then maybe give them a little bit of money and blast.
Well, fucking, you hit me with the gargoyles. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah, gargoyles. There's Muppet, like all the Muppet movies are on there too. Remember the Muppets? They're there.
Yeah, of course. I don't give a fuck about them. But
oh man,
but if you did, that's something to add, you know, to the pile of stuff we have over here. You know, it's not inconceivable because they don't enforce antitrust laws anymore in this country. And fucking Disney bought Marvel and Star Wars, Lucasfilm, and Fox now. Like, what if they just buy Warner Brothers? There's no way. But then Disney Plus is going to magically be $20 a month. because
Oh, of course. Yeah, I mean, Disney is just going to be Disney is going to be synonymous with television.
yeah,
Disney
then
will be
they're
synonymous
just
with
gonna turn around.
movies.
It'll be like Monopoly, like we're at the end, like, hey Netflix, I'll buy you, and they're like, okay, I guess, can't afford to say no, and then they'll own everything. They're gonna own everything on the planet Earth.
Then maybe they'll get their own cable. They get the internet, like they'll own the internet somehow.
Yeah, they buy Comcast, who bought
Scaring myself.
AT&T. Yeah. This is why we have antitrust laws. This is why we have them, but we just don't enforce them anymore. And now here you go. Disney owns everything. They fucking bought Fox. What is there left? There's just Sony and Warner Brothers.
Paramount?
I'm sure Sony owns them. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm sure they're a subsidiary.
Oh, God damn it.
Well, on that happy note.
Yeah, we were happy for a while.
Let's plug it up. Follow me on Instagram at Dale Zawada.
You can follow me on Instagram at JamesJRMusic. You can also follow me on Facebook at JamesJRSongs. And you can follow Dadbod on Facebook at facebook.com/DadbodLive. Dadbod does have a show coming up. It is this month. Oh no,
Well,
we're still in November. We're still in November. It's almost this month. It's almost this month. We have a show.
What is this plug?
Just bear with me. It's not on the fucking page yet, even. Jesus Christ. I'm pretty sure.
That's why he's stalling.
Yeah, it isn't. It's fucking stupid. We're playing at Hailstorm again on December. Now I don't even fucking know. I thought it was the 4th, and that's a goddamn Wednesday.
Hey, next week we will have this plug
maybe
ready to go.
Some people get their shit together. I posted enough events. Someone else post an event. I'm sick of doing it.
Yeah, some juicy updates next week. That's gonna do it for episode 99. Well, that means next week's the big 100. We got to do something fun, Jim. We got to talk.
Let's talk.
We got to get together. We got to talk. But they'll do it for 99. Thanks for listening. I'm Baby Yoda.
I'm an angry Lithuanian grandfather that just watched you scrape your plate into the garbage.